Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing
Hey,
today?
we're not live yet, bro.
We're not? Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, guys, he's trying to trick me out here. I'm trying to get in first because some of
Go.
you people
Go
say I
for it.
don't get enough talk time. And you see why right there. That's why I don't get the talk time. Anyway, though, guys, thank you for coming in again. We really appreciate y'all. Keith and I was having a little discussion before the show. So we're hoping that we can help you guys out with what we put this video about. And if you got any questions, feel free to put three question marks in front. We'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. Guys, thank you for coming. Keith, go ahead.
Hi. So, anyway, dudes, thanks for being here. Topic today is getting ripped off. Are you getting ripped off? Well, maybe you should do this instead. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. We'll cover that topic 3 or 4 times throughout the show. We're going to be here for 1 hour. So if you have some questions, 3 question marks in front. Until then, I guess let's just say hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. We got 30 of you in here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Where did I got this cordless mouse thing that just doesn't always work.
Well, you need to get a new battery for it.
No, it's not a new battery. It just doesn't always catch. I like the wired mouse. I'm sorry. Drink it. What's up? Silver Surfer Coin, Silver Shelby Stacker, Bobcat Bro. Hey, there's Coin Crew. Dricket's here. As soon as we get done saying hi to everybody, John Jacobs, Marcus Green, teacher, we will start looking for question marks. I'm just scrolling down. Mark Scarlata says hi, Mike and Keith.
How you doing, Mark?
Wolf Tracks is here. Robert Agent here. Agent. Man, I'm half blind. I'm gonna have to get my glasses on, man. Agent. Again, probably. Danning is here. Hey, man, what's up, dude? How you doing? Bill Driscoll, Samsung Apple, and Big Rocky. So, I guess I'm ready for questions if anybody's got them. So, we'd sure appreciate questions. Bracken Family Life is here. To touch on the topic, getting ripped off. Are you getting ripped off? Well, we're going to start off right here a little bit about it. Mike, do you have any suggestions or?
Well, I probably would have worded that a little bit different. We wanted to make sure.
But it was more bold to say ripped off instead of fair deal.
Yeah, I probably would have said, "Are you getting a fair deal? Do you feel like you're not getting a fair deal?" Something like that. But rip off—that's a strong word because that's like saying, "Are you getting the best deal ever?" That's a strong word too.
Rip off is the reason why I used the word ripped off was to attract attention. But the truth is no matter where you go, you could be dealing with the best coin dealer in the world. He could sell you something for $5 and offer you $10 a minute later for that very same item. And someone somewhere will say that guy's trying to rip him off, even though he bought it from them. So it's all a matter of perspective. We have bills to pay. So, yeah. So I guess there's 2 things you really need to do. Do you know one of those things, Mike, that if you feel like you're not getting a fair deal or getting ripped off or whatever?
Shop it around. See.
The number one thing, shop around, compare prices. There is another thing, but before I get to that, we're talking about shopping around real quick. That price you see on the computer, that physical price on Kitco, Comex, wherever you see it, that is just that. That is a paper market. What you don't see is you don't see a paper market for, say, a gallon of milk, because if you did, everybody would be mad when someone had to pay $6 for a gallon of milk when other people's got to pay $3. That's just a paper market. It's not physical. And as he said, shop around.
Yeah, because a lot of people think Walmart's got the best prices, but that's not true. My wife and I buy our milk and eggs from Brahms because we save $2.50 on our milk. We save over $3 on our eggs by going to a small store that usually is known for ice cream and milk and buying it from them.
Well, in my case up here in Michigan, milk's cheaper at Walmart. So I don't know. Maybe your Walmart's ripping you off.
Hey, I'm going to tell you.
It's every business that sells different types of items have their own infrastructure, their own way of doing business, and they have to make a certain amount to cover the employees. The the operational expense, the taxes, just everything. There's just so much stuff that people don't see behind the scenes in a coin shop, because we have to pay taxes on any profit. Now, when we're talking about taxes on profit, I don't know how other businesses are, but in a coin business, you have to pay. If your inventory increases in value like it did last year, we have to pay taxes on that value increase. Is that not about other businesses? Do they have to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, yes, they do.
So even if we don't buy anything, if our inventory increases, it makes us a profit. A profit in a business is your amount of cash flow coming in, less debt, but it's also the increase in value of things you hold, inventory you hold. That's why a lot of these bigger stores, they try to get their product almost emptied off their shelves, and at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, they get their physical year, then they have a whole bunch of new stuff come in because they have to pay taxes on all that stuff.
You try to get rid of the product,
yeah. You have to pay taxes, so everybody thinks everybody made a lot of money going up. No, we didn't. We paid a lot of extra taxes last year.
It's like a lot of people don't realize that shops, we have employee costs, but also we have city taxes that we pay on all of our showcases, our computers, lights. We have to pay taxes on that every year, even though we own it. Well, it's in your inventory. You got to pay it.
If I was in a business right now, I have 3 light bulbs. I guarantee you I would take 2 of those light bulbs out because I don't want to pay taxes on them. They call it personal property tax or something rather for businesses. Yeah, well, it depreciates after a while, but still, when you remodel, you got to do it again.
We count our desks, our chairs, our computers, our phones, everything. And every year we got to turn that in. If something changes and you took something out, well, then, it's going to reduce taxes. But 90% of the time, businesses are trying to make their place look nicer, so they add to it. Guess what? We just added taxes. It's about like all them darn tables I bought. I added more taxes to me.
So basically, a shop is going to operate on, depending on, if it's in a country area where it's not inside a city, it's going to have fewer taxes and stuff like that. But there's always going to be somebody selling something more expensive and always going to be somebody selling something cheaper. So if you want to buy silver, if you want to buy gold or collectibles or whatever, shop around. That will give you the true physical price.
But anyway, I'm going to rephrase that for country. Okay. Most taxes for little counties and everything is county taxes. So Delaware is one of the highest taxes, and I have to live in it. So they really raked me on my showcases.
Okay, so it's like Cook County over in Illinois, outside by the Chicago O'Hare Airport. That's a more expensive county too. So it depends on what county seat that business is located. The number 2 thing, and you guys are probably thinking, Keith, you're crazy. Why are you steering us away from you? I'm not steering you away from me or any other dealer. The number 2 thing you need to do, if you feel you're getting ripped off, what you can do is this. Stop buying. Stop selling. Because if you don't buy it and you don't sell it, you obviously didn't get ripped off or didn't get taken advantage of.
No, once again, I'll rephrase that again. That's not true, because somewhere along the line they bought that stuff and they could still feel like they got ripped off at that time.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, because of this market is new territory for everybody, it's so volatile. Just step back and wait for it to even out and to level off to where you feel like you're getting a deal.
But just remember, guys, this is what you got to look at. The numbers are higher. The percentage is still the same. We're still doing the same percentage. It just looks like more.
Okay, we're going to be taking some questions in a few minutes.
We got some. Okay, we got some there.
We got 76 people in here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We really, really appreciate it. We basically, we're not taking up for ourselves and we're not taking up for other dealers. We're just trying to let everybody become aware that if you want to know the real physical price, shop around. If it's giving you a stress attack, just sit back and wait until it feels comfortable for you. Those are the 2 things that you can do. But right here, we got a question. And I don't know if there was any questions before this, but this I think is an interesting question from Marcus Green. He says, how come coin dealers don't advertise buy 5, get 1 free, or spend 500 and get a free 90% silver coin, etc.? I don't see many freebies. Well, it costs a lot of money. Why don't coin shops have reward programs a lot?
Actually, I do in our shop. If some of my customers, if they spend so much money, we give them a free silver round, or we give them, sometimes it's even better than that. We give them free coins.
We do that sometimes. A lot of times it's like,
we don't advertise it.
We don't advertise it because a lot of times the deal we give is the negotiation made. And that's another thing you can do. Negotiate with the coin dealer. May make the deal feel like it's better. Negotiation is key.
Negotiating with me, I only charge 10% more once you negotiate. I mean, because now you're taking up my time. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
A lot of times people hear a price.
I love horse trading and talking. I mean, guys, you could ask any of my regulars. I really do listen to my people. I talk to them. I tried to educate you guys. Be honest with you, there is good dealers out there. I watched a video today, and I'm sure you guys all seen the Seeker video. I don't agree with everything was said in that video. The bottom line is, I don't think there's 40% dealers out there really ripping you off. There is some bad apples out there.
Well, here's an example. Here's an example of
Go ahead.
Just what you're saying. I had a customer come in the shop last week. Now, melt was around $60 and 60.6 times face, right at there, right? He says, I need these data quarters. And he gives me a list. And, there's like a 40D, a 55D, and some other stuff. I said, yeah, I got them in a box here, like $17 a piece. Well, melt's like $15.30, right? Oh, melt's only 15. I'm not paying that. I said, well, I understand that. I said, if you want some for melt, I got a bag of $5 right here, 58 times face. I said, but when you're going and picking out particular dates, you can't get that from melt because you need a specific date. Because we don't let people go through a whole bunch of different coins just looking for the search through our bags already bagged up.
I got stuff bagged up. I was at a show. Dealer come up. He had a list. He said, what are you selling your 90% for? I told him, I was a couple bucks back a spot at that time. He said, okay, well, can I pick through them? I said, no. He says, well, what does it cost for me to pick through? Here's the thing. I brought this for you guys, not really for the dealers. So what I told him, I said, double melt. You're welcome to pick all you want.
Now, you wouldn't have did that to a retail client.
I would not have done that to a retail customer. Guess what? I got him away from my table, decided he didn't want to look through that bag. Sent his employee over to buy a bag of that. They picked out of there and brought it back and sold it to me. In the same instant, that's fine.
Yeah.
But they wind up paying more than what I was going to sell you because guess what? I treat them the same way as if I was treating my regular customers. We bring that stuff to the show to sell to the retail customers, really, not to the dealers.
Okay, here's a question from Mr. Edwards. He goes, in your opinion, what is the most underrated, underappreciated U.S. coin? Would it be the Trime, the V nickel, the Flying in Eagle Cent, etc.? On the collectible side, what is the most underrated coin and the most overrated? Now that he asked that, I'm asking another one. What's the two, most under and most over, in your opinion?
Well, I'm gonna really say the Buffalo nickel.
You think the Buffalo nickel is underrated?
I think it really is. There's some really nice nickels out there, and they just don't seem to get the money or respect they should.
And there's something about the Buffalo nickel that I noticed is not annotated on certain coins. It's real hard to find a full strike on certain dates where that horn is full. They don't do full horns. So when you're shopping around for Buffalo nickels and it's a little bit harder date, make sure you get a full horn because eventually someday, my guess is they will eventually start calling it. Because like you take, for example, the 25S, almost every one of them do not have a full horn.
Well, so that's why the reason why I picked the Buffalo nickel is for that reason. It was the highest struck coin. Everything is high on it. So it was the most coin to wear down the fastest.
Okay, for me, it would be the Franklin silver half dollar. What about the most overrated?
Why do you say the Franklin half dollar?
Because I think they're undervalued. It's a beautiful coin. You get it nice when the fields are clear, no nicks. It looks really beautiful, whether it's uncirculated or proof. It's a beautiful coin. And it was a very short series from 1948 to 63. That's a short series.
Well, the
And that,
Buffalo nickel wasn't ran that long either.
what was it?
The Buffalo nickel wasn't run too long either. I mean, it was
1913 to 1938.
that ain't that long.
It's still longer than the Franklin. Okay, overrated. What's your opinion of the most overrated coin?
Oh, geez, I don't think none of them's overrated.
True. But if you had to pick one, well, you stated your opinion. None of them's overrated, but you're forced to pick one.
I would have to say, to me, I think some of the trade dollars are overrated.
You think the trade dollars are overrated?
Even though they was a low printed, they didn't run very long. I really think some of the, because when you're sitting there and you go and pick one up, some of the high graded coins in them are ugly as heck, and yet people are selling them for a lot of money.
Okay, mine is kind of a two-pronged, the most overrated, because it's not a really overrated series, but the proof in this series is extremely overrated. The seeded half dime through dollar proof is overrated. Not the seeded series itself, just the proofs. Because I'm feeling like you, there's really no coin that's overrated, but the seeded, I have to say, yeah, it's overrated. On the
trade dollars, the trade dollar is a seeded dollar on there. Really, it's got the same series type.
Warren Slick's got a question, and it's kind of a hard question to answer, but we're going to do our best. He goes, what do you guys believe is a fair price when trading silver for gold? Now, the thing about that is you can look at the ratio, and I made a undervalued video about gold and silver, what number silver's undervalued at and what number gold is undervalued at. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out. Not a lot of people have watched it. But it's really a hard thing to put a price on because the gold to silver ratio, when someone wants to trade it, they want the one that is favoring the best, the one that is going to improve, has the most momentum at the time. And it kind of skews the trade value. So it's really hard to put a price there. What do you think?
I agree, but right now, gold being the strong power play, right now, you're going to see dealers. They're going to want more silver than normal for that gold because the gold is strong right now. There's a lot of buyers in the market, so you're going to see a little bit different than what's been going on.
There are other dynamics in play. Like I said, premiums also play into the gold to silver ratio trade. The paper market, you can see it at something. You can see it like right now, the paper market is sitting at 58.94 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Can you trade at that rate?
No.
You've got to make some money. But the thing is, even in a peer-to-peer trade, someone's going to want to come out a little bit ahead. So
I'm going to tell you right now, usually the dealer that is you're doing a trade with has to make something because we got employee costs and so on, et cetera.
Sometimes you can find somebody peer-to-peer that will trade with you even up. But the odds are the only way they're going to trade with you even up. I mean, I could be mistaken, but they're going to want the metal that has the most momentum because that way they're making something in the next day or two. And that's what you have to understand. Abbott Lady says she agrees with Keith. Bell lines are strong and beautiful and underpriced too. Robbie Calkins, thank you, my friend. Have you guys looked at Jane Street yet? They are the largest holder of SLV ETF, shorting the metals market. There's a little bit of everybody shorting the metals market. Again, that's just paper. I mean, we can look at the paper market, but the real truth is silver is just like any other commodity. It's going to buy and sell for whatever it's going to buy and sell for. The paper market is not going to dictate that per se. It gives you a little bit of a guidance. But if, like the wholesalers, they want 11, is it $11 for Silver Eagles right now?
No, actually, they came down a little bit. And
They
I'll
did
tell you
come down a
exactly.
little.
Yeah, I can tell you
Well,
exactly.
the
What it
point is, you're not going to be able to get a silver eagle at that for sure.
No.
Um,
Let's see what they get offered me this round.
but the paper market is a lot of manipulating going on there. I just got that one, Drickett. Okay, here we go. Marcus Green says, have you guys heard about the Coin Dealers Roundtable Trading Organization? I heard they have the highest business standards and pledge to treat customers fairly. They also charge a huge premium to dealers to join it. I remember when they first got started. I am not a member of that organization. Something about giving up thousands of dollars a year just to be able to try to sell something. It's usually, I believe it was dealer to dealer, unless they've changed it since then.
It's still kind of dealer to dealer. There is some public that's been able to join in lately. The thing is, Mid America has dumped them for the simple reason when I'm being offered, when I put stuff up there and I'm getting offered less than its real value, I'm talking about on just silver and stuff, I'm out. I mean, I'm out.
But
I
you got
can
to pay
sell to
thousands
you
of
guys.
dollars a year for membership.
I prefer to sell it to the public too because I got to pay fees to make that move. They want you to ship it all off to you, and we don't know when we're going to get paid until we get it. So no,
And that's another thing too. When you buy and sell stuff online, there's a payment process. It's not like going in a store and paying cash and you pay that amount. It's usually 2.5% to 3.5% on average, depending on what payment processor that firm or company is using. I mean, you guys understand PayPal; it's almost 3%. Mr. Edwards says, do coin dealers do straight GSR swaps? No, we just answered that a while ago. We don't do gold to silver swap ratios. Someone's got to make a little bit of something. That is a paper market, not a physical market. And that's what I think a lot of people are misconstrued when they see that. They look at that paper market and they're like, oh, well, it's 58. I should be able to get an ounce of gold for 60 or 62 ounces of silver. Yes, no, it depends on where the premiums are at the time. That's not a physical market. If you want to deal with a paper market, and I'm not saying it's a wise ideal, then go deal with it. COMEX sells 100 lot contracts that you cannot turn into physical under no circumstances. You have to buy the 5,000 lots, and then you have to pay a premium to turn it into physical. Okay. Gotta excuse me, guys. I've been a little under the weather, kind of out of it. Oh, how do we get that? There it is. Oh, there it is. Mike, in all your years, have you seen 90% so depressed? Do the refiners have to get through the backlog for this to realize, or is this a new normal?
This is not a new normal, guys. We will get through this. We're getting closer. So yeah, right now, and as I've been telling a lot of people, Mid America is now buying 90% as long as it's coming in with something. I'm not just going to let you carry in 90% because I got a ton of it and buy it. I need something coming in with it.
Now, you guys know how Silver Seeker does these videos where he's calling around different shops and getting stuff. And he had a shop offer him 30 times face for 90%. Just one, but still, it was there. That's not good for dealers. That's not, I think if someone did something like that, was offered only half of melt, they should say, we're really not buying right now, but if you really want to sell it, because a lot of shops like mine, I don't deal with refiners. I don't try to sell my 90%. I buy what I can sell. What about you? You try not to get overloaded, don't you?
We don't never really send 90% to it. That ain't what it's based on. But it's just that when the foundry companies stop buying, we got an overabundance. That's why we stopped buying some of the local dealers. 90% just start coming flooding into us because we were still buying it. So we decided to stop buying for a minute ourselves. And like I said, it was a short minute. Then we started to decide, okay, wait, we will take it in. But the bottom line is, in my area, I'm one of the bigger buyers, so therefore they need somewhere to dump it if they can't dump it founder companies.
Well, here's C Bob. Kaya Bob says, have any of you doing a go deal when selling to a customer think they might be getting scammed by someone, and how do you handle it? Now, when you're saying scammed by someone, if you're talking about scammed by us as sellers or they got scammed by somebody else, how do I handle it? I just say it's not for me. If they're bringing in fake gold, I just say that's really not for me. And then if they ask if it's fake or real, then I tell them if they just keep pushing it. I don't like to tell people their stuff is fake because they think you're lying to them. You just want to buy it cheap.
No, because we show them. We don't just tell them.
No, I show them, and I tell them if they ask.
This is out fake. We're going to tell you straight out. It's fake. We're not going to buy it, and we suggest you not try to resell it somewhere else because now in the state of Oklahoma, if you know something is fake and you sell it, that's a federal offense.
It is.
So we warn them definitely not to go out and try.
I try to keep peace. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well,
but okay, now let's go to the selling term. Like if we're selling gold and someone thinks we're trying to rip them off, we explain to them why the price is what it is. If it's a rare date fractional that happens to be, I don't know, let's throw it out there, $6,000 an ounce for a quarter ounce. That's $1,500. Well, some of those are worth $2,000.
Well, guys,
and I'm going to charge $1,500. Then I'm not ripping you off. It's just not.
You guys see all the prices out there, different prices online. And you see our price sometimes. It looks like it's up there. Read up in the fine print. We always tell people, call us or come in and see us.
Yeah, a lot of people say
we got there's a reason why we put them there.
There's a lot of people say as low as, and that's the price they push big and bold. But then you start, like he's saying, the fine print.
We tell people to call us because we're definitely going to be cheaper than that. And we don't care if you're buying 1 or 100 or 1,000. Our numbers are there after that.
Yeah, it says as low as they'll have this price $2.99 or $3.99 over spot, and then you're scrolling down, and then you'll see 1 through 19. It'd be like $9.
Yeah, well, you usually click on it and it goes in there now. Whoa, wait a minute! Look how much I just jumped up.
Yeah, so make sure you're getting a deal. Not everybody is straightforward with that. They do that to get people to click. I guess you could say I kind of did that by saying ripped off instead of fair deal, is to get more people to be interested in watching the show. That's what they tell me. They tell me, conflict sells. I don't know. Here we go. Are you concerned about the future of coin collecting? There doesn't seem to be any younger generation interested. I hardly see any youth at the coin shows I attend. Tommy, that doesn't seem right. I see a lot of young
coin shows.
I see a lot of young people coming in, starting to buy silver and collectible coins. The thing is the trick with, and that's where a lot of people don't realize this is where coin shops really help out the community. A lot of people don't realize that if it's nothing but bullion, these young kids will not ever get into coins. And yeah, the coin market could suffer. But local coin shops, we have the time, unlike at a show, to sit there and talk to these kids and show them stuff and answer questions. That is one of the jobs of a local coin shop, is to explain stuff, educate.
That is true to an extent, but even at the shows, I make sure I talk to little kids and everything. We have a kids program, and every show I put on, we set up a kids program.
But the thing is, but what I'm saying is, at a show, not every dealer has the time to sit there and explain stuff to a bunch of people, whether it be kids or adults. You have more time at a shop.
Especially in our area, we love kids. So a lot of us, my dealers usually are very generous about donating so we can give out to the kids.
Well, I understand that, but if you've got a bunch of customers, you're trying to talk to them, but you just can't do the education you want to do at a show all the time versus the time you can take at a shop, because you have more people at a shop working with you than you do at a show.
Well, then we just send them over to the U.S. Mint and let the Mint talk to them.
There you go. Getting scammed by a third party when they come to you. Do you buy gold and give some third party that is telling them to go buy gold at a coin shop? Getting scammed by a third party where they come to you to.
Buy gold to give to
I
someone's.
quite understand, and that's not worded right. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not understanding it.
Well, someone, I guess they're buying for somebody. That's what I would call a third
Getting
party.
scammed by a third.
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I don't understand how you got that worded, Bob. It's not definitive. Sorry, man. I tried. I sat here for a minute. I'm trying to figure, maybe 30 seconds. I just couldn't understand the question. So if you could put it up a little more explanatory, it'd be great. I am terrible at understanding some stuff sometimes. Here you go. Bad customer service equals bad Google reviews, bad reputation, says Dave's Gold Antiques and Loan. Not true. Yes, true. Kind of both. If someone just don't, if they come in and you're closed, you sometimes will still get a bad reviews. Oh, they're never open. It's Sunday at midnight, dude. What do you expect? I got a bad review one time. Oh, they're not open. It was a Sunday evening. It wasn't midnight, but it was probably like 6, 7. They're never open, and it's Sunday. You'll figure that one out.
The thing is, Google lets anybody put anything up anymore, so use your better judgment.
If you think a shop or a person set up at a flea market or a person buying and selling to dealers or whatever, if you think someone has a bad reputation, investigate. That's part of shopping around. Don't take someone else's word for it. Do it yourself. And try not to be biased when you're doing it. Because if you go in with the bias, oh, so-and-so told me this guy ripped him off, you're going to be looking and trying to nitpick and see what's going on. You're going to try to find something that's wrong. So just go in with an open mind and ask questions.
A couple of years ago, the guy was trying to sell sterling silver rounds to me. I said, I'm not buying them. And he left me a bad review. Said, I don't want to buy them. I want to rip them off. I didn't offer to buy them. I turned them down.
Yeah, a lot of people, they expect you to buy everything. And that's another thing too, folks. When you're buying and selling to a coin shop, thank you, J-Dog. When you're buying and selling to a coin shop, especially a business with less than 15 employees, they don't have the same laws as a bigger corporation, but even a big corporation has the same rule. They have the right to refuse service to anybody for any reason.
On our wall. This guy actually called in, didn't come in. And he got upset.
If someone doesn't want to buy your stuff because it's not what they want, or just because you're being an a-hole, or you think they're being an a-hole, you guys just can't get along, hey, don't go bashing the guy. Just don't deal with him no more. Because we can only buy what we can sell. We can't buy everything.
See, and that's just it. I could have fed in and because I know his business he owns. I could have went on Google and did a feedback. Oh, the guy's he can't tint windows very good. I can't believe because that's what he does for a living.
Okay, here we go. Are people selling their silver libertads? Some are, but not many. Guys, this is a buyer's market.
I'm going to tell you, I can't sell libertads unless I want a divorce. That's the only way I can sell them. My wife keeps taking every libertad I get coming in the door right now.
Okay, we got Rick M67 Coin Crew. Proof 90% seems to have a premium when buying. Is there a premium when selling? I do buy proof if they're problem-free, quarters and halves and dimes. I do buy them higher than I do generic 90%, yes. So there is some kind of premium, but not a lot.
That to me is not just 90% silver. My customers that buy 90% don't want them.
And see, and that's the thing there. It's all about where your shop is located, your customer flow. That makes a difference in how your premiums work, and that's what we're trying to explain. So a fair deal in one part of the country might not be a fair deal in the other. J-Dog, 38 months. Wow, look at that. Here we go. Having a customer come in and buying a lot of gold, wanting specific gold, and you sell to them, and then get the customer that bought the gold is doing it because the third individual is telling them. So how would I handle that?
Well, for one thing, if you're listening to that third individual, then that's wrong. You should be using your own gut, your own mind. Bottom line is, guys, if you're buying for a third party, make sure that's third party. That's exactly what they want. If they don't like it, the problem is they come back. Oh, I don't know why you bought that. That is not what I wanted. Make sure that you're dealing with that person. Make sure that's what they want. But I got dealers that come up to me, buy them for their customers, and they specifically tell me what they need because they know what the customer wants. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, what I'm thinking. Now, here's the way I'm seeing this question. Bob's got a customer coming in buying a lot of gold for someone else asking for particular coins.
Okay.
That's the way I'm understanding the first part. And then that customer who bought the gold, who wasn't in the shop, is doing it because the third individual is telling them. They're buying it because someone else is telling them. I would just tell them, do your own due diligence, buy what you think is right. Whether it's the person in the shop doing it because someone's buying it or the person coming to you is doing it for someone else because someone else is telling him. I would just tell them to do some research and buy what they think or try to explain it to them.
Sometimes when you're buying for that third party, if they didn't give you a specific what they wanted, you could get stuck with it. They could be upset with you and say, "Hey, I don't know why you bought this. This is not." And if you're just buying from a dealer that you just bought from, 90% of the time you bring it right back to him, he's going to say, "Wait a minute, you already left here with it. So now I got to buy it back like a regular buyback, and that means you're going to lose some of your money for doing that move." So,
and that's something you have to understand too. When coin shops buy back what you sold them, they tend to be more generous to you. They will give you a little bit more than something that they didn't sell you because it's all about customer satisfaction. You're going to treat a repetitive customer as good as you can. You're going to treat everybody good, but you're going to try to give them a little extra if you can.
If it's a customer I know, I'll give them right back their money, but I'm going to test it first before I take it back, make sure it is that one.
Yeah, you're going to try to treat your repetitive customers the best, and that's just, it's not a whole lot more, but it adds up after hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mike, do you have intel from the U.S. Mint on the 26 mintages for the dimes? Those are gorgeous. How much do you think for an MS-70 these will be like W quarters? I don't think they will.
Well, no, actually, they're already gathering heat.
They're gathering heat, but it's a semi-quintessential. Centennial.
Okay, guys.
Semi-quintessential. Yeah. It's a tongue tie.
They ain't got it all done yet. They are working. The miniature will be out soon. And at that time, I'll be glad to share it with you guys. Okay.
I think they're going to be
share with Mike this time.
Thank you, Gen X, for the $1.99. I think
he's going to give me 99 cents to keep the buck. You know that, don't you?
I think that they are going to mass produce them just like they did the bicentennial stuff. Maybe not as much because the bicentennial stuff they minted for 2 years in 75 and 76. But I still think they're going to be heavily minted because it's something big. That's just me. It's just me. I could be wrong.
He's just a guy, guys.
That's right. I am just a guy who don't know what he's talking about.
We will have. Give me a little bit of time. I'll get you your answer you're looking for. Okay, guys.
Here we go. ASE in Utah is going for around 97. 97 at today's 88.89 is a fair price, I think. Again, it all depends on where you're at. That's like $8 over, $7 over.
I sold it 96 today. I didn't know I could get another buck.
Right. For the value bang for your buck, would you buy 1 ounce gold or graded 1836 gold, 2.5 MS62 for the same money, around 5,500? 55 might be a little high. Is that right?
That's a little high on that 1836.
Yeah, that's 300 over on an ounce of gold. An ounce of gold's not like fractional, but it could be close to right. What's an ounce of gold running about right now?
Actually, if they're selling that ounce of gold for 5,500, they're overcharged on that too.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's $300 over. I think that's a little high in today's market. The market is a buyer's market. what that means is it's a time to buy, not sell, because it is advantageous for you. It is a better deal for you to acquire than to get rid of in a
All I gotta
buyer's
say
market.
is my customers that bought gold today, after seeing that, is going to really like me now.
Yeah, buyers. Some people don't understand that a buyer's market is. I mean, it's just that he who's got the money gets the best deals. But you got to remember, if it's fractional, it is going to cost more per ounce.
Yeah, on the numbers right now, gold should be selling right around 300 or a little over. That's it.
What's that?
About 5,300 or a little over is about
5,300. Yeah. So you're talking about $100 to $200 spread tops, maybe 100 to 150 tops.
Well, we got to look at the percentage if we had to buy it back too.
Yeah. Usually people try to make about $100 on buyback on those. I could be mistaken. What do you try to sell?
Well,
Them
sometimes I make $50.
Yeah, it just depends on what they're doing right now. Ty McFadden. Hi, Ty. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're feeling better. He's talking about refund scammers. They get old people to allow access to the computers and to make them go buy gift cards or gold and send them to. Oh, how do I handle those people? Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about now.
Call the feds.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do, because if they're trying to sell you American coinage, the Secret Service is going to get involved. I see what he's saying now.
We already had one of that happen here in Oklahoma. So, yeah.
We had one of that happen here in Michigan, too, in about 2014, 15, something like that.
Oh, no, this happened last year.
So, yeah, something like that. You just do your best to call the feds, get the information from them. I wouldn't try to restrain the person. I would get
don't even get the information.
I would get whatever info you can from them. Get their thumbprint, even if you could figure out how to do that.
All you need is the contact number they gave you, or if they're hitting you through the internet, going to be even better yet, because they know how to track them. They got guys that can track that back.
Yeah, I get what he's saying now. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that.
That team they hit here in Oklahoma, their team was formed out of New York.
Now, that's talking about that retail scam. I want to touch into something. I just got an email today. Don't answer these type of emails. If you're a coin dealer or a business person and someone sends you an email and you have no idea who they are, and you can see it's a carbon copy where other people are named and stuff, they want to buy this kind of gold, this kind of gold, this kind of gold. If they're carbon copying you, the odds are they're scamming you, because they're mass sending that email out. So if you think an email is a scam, the only thing I would say is tell them to call you or ignore it. Now, you could lose potential business because some of those emails could be real, but is it worth the risk for someone sitting there ordering the gold from you and then back charging their credit card or whatever? I would rather not take the risk. That's just my opinion, because I've seen scams like that before.
There's all kinds of scams going on right there.
Just be careful of scams, guys. And even if you're a customer and someone is sitting there calling you on the phone or sending you an email about gold or something, if you don't know them, be leery, man. Be very, very leery. Scammers and con artists will try to counterfeit everything, scam you out of something, whatever they can do to get you hard-earned money. So that gets us back to the point of getting ripped off. If you feel like you're getting ripped off, a couple things you can do.
Now shop around. Would go into rip off. There you go.
Shop around to buy or sell your product. Or two, step back. Just wait for the market to settle. This is uncharted territory. And
as the price of gold and silver goes up, you're going to have more and more people coming in the game trying to con.
And remember,
that's what I call it, a con.
Physical gold and silver is not the same thing, does not sell for what you see on the paper market. People have to make a living.
And just remember, when you're buying on the paper market, if one of them places ever filed bankruptcy, your money's gone. You don't have the physical any longer.
Dad's Junk, how crazy do you think The asking prices will be on an MS 69 to 70, 20, 26 times when they first started hitting the market. I don't know. I seen a roll of them go for $100 a roll. It's like, whoa. Everybody,
I think you're going to see 70s hitting 100 plus easy.
Oh, yeah. And that's something else. Another thing, like if you feel like you're not getting a good deal trying to sell something, okay, try eBay. They're going to take their percentage and they're going to send you a 1099 at the end of the year. And you still are not paying as much as we pay to buy and sell stuff, but you are getting a lot of cost incurred that you don't always know about up front. That's why, like when I got a job or something to do around the house, I like to get somebody to give me a quote for it, because every time it seems like when I do the do-it-yourself fix-up stuff, it ends up costing me more and I could have got somebody else to do it for. Because I am not skilled. I am not a handyman. Look at that, Vincent. Member for 14 months. Cool, cool, cool. Armistead says, what are your thoughts on American Eagle 2026 1/4 ounce gold proof coin? It's on the way. Mine's on the way. I got one of each of those.
I got a few.
I didn't get the ounce. I couldn't afford that. I got a budget, man. I ain't got as much money as this guy. I got a budget. I can only get so much stuff every week, and I saved for 3 weeks for that to get those quarters, halves, and ones, a tenth.
I didn't buy no tenths. I took all their halves.
You took back the halves. I noticed they were out the other day. I took tenths, quarters, and a half.
Some guy out of Oklahoma, he called him and they told him how many more he had left, and he said, "I'll take them all." I don't know who that guy was, but he did it.
Ty McFadden is making a point. He is willing to pay what some dealers are paying. He says, "I'd pay $300 over for a 10 tenths in a minute, but no way would I pay that for a 1 ounce coin." And that's the point that I was making a while ago. Fractionals have bigger premiums. You can get your money back. Most dealers, fair dealers, they're paying you anywhere from 20 to 30 over themselves for the 10th ounce.
Ours is around 120, 140 over is where we're at, because
for tenths.
No, for 1 ounce.
Oh, buy a 1 ounce.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I ordered 2026s, I got to pay about that. But these are all back dates. I can do that for. Back dates, I only have to pay a couple percent. So, we're not making a lot off this gold, guys.
Okay, here you go. Mrs. Coin Crew says there's a lot of deals out there because dealers have to offload stuff from the massive sellers. Yeah, and that's something you may want to ask when you're calling a dealer trying to get a price for something. Hey, what do you have? Do you have anything you can put on special? Ask them, because if they have something, they might sell it to you cheaper than normal if they know you're wanting to spend $1,000 or more, because they can only carry so much inventory. But you may not get what you really want. Like if you want pure silver, you may end up with 90%. And you remember that back in 1980, the coin shops in 1980 when they had that silver rush, they'd have 2 lines going out their door, one coming in selling, one coming in buying. The guy at one of them shops had bought 100 ounces of sterling flatware. And the guy over here says, I want 100 ounces of silver. And they flopped that down right as they was buying it, flopped it right over to the guy. He goes, I don't want that. I want pure silver. Back of the line, guy. Next. That's exactly how it happened. I remember seeing that. Sometimes you can get something still silver, still the amount of silver, just maybe not in the form you want, and you can get a better deal. Because like Mrs. Coin Crew says, there are a lot of deals out there. It just depends on what your coin shop's overstocked with. Wouldn't you give a deal on something you was overstocked with, Mike?
Oh, yeah, but if somebody would have told me to go back to the back of the line again, I'd say, okay, thank you. I would never buy here again. I'd walk away.
Well, no, that was a crazy time in 1980. You remember that. I was a kid.
I know, but we was already here, Me, I was the guy over in the line dumping every bit of silver I could. I waited to buy it back.
Okay, J.M. Rosio says, it seems 90% is going to be the way to go once refiners get cranking again. What are your thoughts? I think 90% is already the way to go, and I don't think a lot of
It's the
shops
best
should
price
worry.
silver right now. Is the best price silver. You're getting good
That's
deals
where
on
the deals are at. So coin
And
shops will
just
still
remember
buy.
this. This is what a gentleman said to me today, and I agree with him 100%. As he was buying 90% from me, he said, "Silver, no matter how I get it, I just want the best price," and that's why he bought 90% today.
Yeah, you can always get a deal if you ask where the deal is in today's market. Are people still selling silver? Local stores still buying? They are buying, but once we get enough inventory on something, we may have to switch to something else or buy it a little bit less than we normally would.
We're
But
still
we
buying.
are always buying as long as we have the money. Here we go. Are the yearly red books coming out this year or just quarterlies? Says Jeff Rinks. Are they coming out, Mike?
Yeah, but we're not handling them anymore. We're done with it.
Joni says, have any of you been to a coin show where a dealer was selling counterfeit silver or gold? They kicked him out.
Yes, I was at one, and yes, they did kick him out.
If
I was
they
even at a gun show, and the guy was selling fake silver dollars, and I just happened to go up there. I bought one to look at it just so I could take it up to my table and test it. Went back down and told the guy about it. He got so upright with me, started hollering. I didn't have to go say anything to anybody. He started hollering so bad that Mr. Watermaker rode down in his wheelchair. So what's going on here? I said, I bought this fake dollar. He won't buy it back. Guy said he didn't get it from me. But Mr. Watermaker knew me. He said, Mike, you got your tester? I go, yeah. He says, we'll settle this. Let's test one of them dollars you got over there in that box. The guy refused to have it tested. So what did he sell him? Security, get him out of here.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he told me.
Here we go. Gold Spike Coin says, how realistic is it to have a table by yourself at a coin show with no helper? Thinking of safety and security. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Golden Spike Coin. I'm going to answer my section first if I could, and then you could go into it.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's safe, although I go by myself only because I set up next to my brother and next to Silver Seeker, sometimes next to Raven. I always have friends right next to me. But for security purposes, I don't make any stops. But I don't think it's safe to do it by yourself unless you got somebody close to you that you know. What's your thoughts?
I don't know 100% agree with that. Okay. Yes, I've done many years. I've done shows by myself until my son started helping me or my wife started going with me. What I did was I did just what he said. If I needed something to eat, I went through a McDonald's or something, grabbed me nuggets, and I just kept on going. I get to the show. I always look at my surroundings. I knew a lot of people always in the room. I would make sure when I need to go to the restroom, I would ask security. I will not do a show where there's no security. I refuse to do it. And I never did it then. I won't do it now. So that's why when I put a show together, I always make sure there's good security. Them guys are there to protect you. So just remember, if you see a security guy and you have to go to the bathroom, ain't gonna hurt this. Hey, sir, can I borrow you for a minute? I just need to run to the restroom or something, or go get something to eat. They are glad to do it for you. That's what they're being paid for, to help protect you. And make sure that when you're making friends with dealers, he's got a good reputation, because there is bad dealers out there that get to set up at shows. So I always tell people, make sure you watch your back, like Keith just said. Make sure you know your surroundings. Make sure you talk with security people. And, hey, when you go into the show, where am I sitting at? If you see a dealer you like and they're just setting you at tables, say, hey, can I sit over there with him? Is that table okay? 99% of the time, the guy hosting that show, if he ain't got nobody signed there, yeah, go ahead and sit over there with Ralph. It's okay.
And Mrs. Coin Crew is also pointing out that if you keep everything in showcases and lock them when you go to the bathroom, even when the security guard is still watching, lock them.
Lock them, and before you walk away, yes.
He will tell you that. Miss
Put your
Ida
money
is
back
here.
in the showcase or carry it with you. Don't leave it on the back table in your briefcase.
Miss Ida is here. Hello, Keith and Mike. There is a St. Jude's auction this weekend on Miss Ida Herring's channel. Please, guys, go sub her. Go to the auction, register in the auction so you can bid for the kids. It's very imperative for the future of our
Miss
world.
Ida, if you get a chance, call me tomorrow. I need to see what I can do to help you guys with the St. Jude auction. So give me a call. I'd like to donate some money or whatever I need to do to help you guys.
So we want to have this auction going off without a hitch. A lot of donations, hopefully. I will be over there helping host Saturday after work, and Sunday we will not have our Sunday Fun Day auction. I will be helping Miss Ida most of the day. Silver Ocean says he will be there. Yeah, so if you haven't registered, there it is on the Nightbot. There is a link. You can check out the spreadsheet. I think you can register there. I don't know. Mrs. Coin Crew will let you know if that is registered there or not. Does our reg from last year carry over, or do we need to re-register for St. Jude's? Says Ty McFadden. If Miss Ida can answer that, if this registration from last year carries over, let us know. Here we go. Do y'all think the government will confiscate our silver since the government declared silver a strategic mineral? Kind of hard to do, being they're selling it to us at a profit. But you never know what they do. They are the government, right?
Only you, Miss Ida, are going to recall it.
You do have to
There you go.
You do have to re-register. Guys, I do want to thank everybody for being here. You guys all rock. We have 132 people here with 87 thumbs. Well, actually, that's 174 thumbs, but only 86 of them's hit.
Let me steal a couple of minutes of this if I can. Guys, I want to let you guys know that we got some shows coming up. Mid-America will be in Enid, Oklahoma this weekend.
Let's put him up on the big camera so he can see it good, so he can look you in the eye, man. Look at that.
Now we're going to be in Enid, Oklahoma this coming up weekend. Then next week, we are trying to help out Claremore Coin Club get their show off the ground. So, guys, if you are in the Tulsa area or by Claremore, come on out. Mid-America is going to help host this with these guys. We're going to be there. And, guys, the first 200 people through there, I have not told the club this, we're going to give away a silver coin to the first 200 people that come through the Claremore show. So, anyway, besides that, we got Mid-America is going to be in Michigan at the end of this month, finishing up getting all the setups for the Lansing show. But we won't tell Keith I'm going to be there. We don't want him to know. Then we're going to be going and doing a Little Rock. But the one that's coming up first is the Tulsa Coin Show. And lovely Miss Ida is going to be there to help me with the kids. I am so excited. We got a table set up for her, probably two. We might put two together and give her some help. We do have some volunteers that's going to help Miss Ida. So therefore, you won't be alone. But anyway, so guys, if you ain't doing nothing, all these shows coming up, June, second week of June, we're going to be in Tulsa. July, third week of July, we're going to be in Lansing, Michigan. Don't forget, October, first week, we're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. And guys, make sure you come out and see me in Enid, Oklahoma if you guys are around. And then make sure the following week, that's when I'm going to get that silver coin away. We're going to be setting in Claremore, Michigan. So make sure you get out. It will not be a cheap silver round. That's all I'm going to say.
Here we go. Any thoughts on the latest Mega Red Book 11th edition, or just stick with the regular smaller book? Depends on your eyesight, my friend. They're both the same, except one's bigger.
I don't like the way they did new red books. That's why Mid-America decided to not carry them no more.
What do you think of purchasing the U.S. Mint best coins and silver medals later this year? Would those be good purchase or pass? I'm going to buy them, Donkey Socks. Whether it's a good purchase or not, it's from the Mint. I guess that kind of tells you. What do you think? Good purchase for those?
I told the Mint I'd take up 10% of whatever they produce on them. So, yeah, I guess so.
There you go. Tabershid says, how much would I sell my 90% for? Calculate melt times 0.715. That give you the melt price minus 2 off of that. So it's probably not right, but let's just use 60 as a number. If it was 60, that means I would be selling it at the lowest price of 58. So 52 to 53 would be fair. I mean, that's just, but not everybody's going to pay you that. You've seen Seeker's video. Some of these dealers are paying you 30 times. I think if you can get above 50, I think that's fair.
The bottom line is, and I'm going to protect that guy that said 30 times. He might be over flooded. He might have reworded it wrong. So guys, don't take all this in stride. Sometimes dealers just need to be straight and honest with you. Like me, I'm not taking 90% in unless it's coming in with something. I got plenty. We're still buying. It's just that I got to see what I'm getting with it. I mean, I'm buying pure silver and gold. I need that all the time. So if it's coming with that, I'm buying, guys.
And I want to say something too. The dealer who quoted 30 times face, he may have not told you the whole story. He may have meant to say, I'm not buying right now because I'm overloaded, but if you must sell it, I'm paying 30. He may have been busy in his shop and just says, 30 times, and then more or less hang up.
I didn't word it right. And
yeah, that was probably just a wording concern. I find that hard to believe that an actual coin shop would pay only 50% of melt. But again, you never know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking up for him, but
I don't. When did you guys make the video? 2 days ago. So yeah.
It's like that guy tried to buy my quarter ounce gold eagle. I wanted $1,500 for it. He says, I'm charging $6,000 an ounce for gold, but yet my quarter ounce eagle listed in the gray sheet for $2,000. Go figure, me selling an ounce of gold for $6,000. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be somebody doing something.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, your half ounce, quarter ounces are a lot of low minute ones.
Yeah.
I guess I'm glad he didn't come over and price my 8869 holder and NGC 69 holder, because that's a quarter ounce too, and it's $3,000. So I wonder what would have happened if he would have asked me. He'd probably think, "Why, God, $12,000 an ounce?"
Spiky Mikey says, or he didn't want to buy it and tried to detour you not to sell it. That could have been what he was doing with that 90%. Yeah, sometimes, but he should have he might have just forgot to say it.
So guys, I'm not saying there is some bad dealers out there, but as far as where you guys worded it 60-40, I don't agree with that. I'm going to say it's a handful. Not because I'm going to tell you, I do shows all around the United States, and I can guarantee you at least 90% of them guys in that room are very fair. It's just some of them have rare collectibles, and they're worth more than what some guys might want to pay, so they feel like they're ripping off. Well, you got coins like that. I got coins like that. Yeah. The bottom line is we're doing it off what the market is really calling for, the auction records.
We don't buy everything for bullion price. Stackers that are just stackers don't understand because they don't want to understand, or they just haven't learned. Right. Not all gold is created equal when it has numismatic value, even if it started out as bullion. So here we go. I think you can answer this because I sure don't have one that they didn't make. Y'all have a 1981 Silver Libertad? They didn't make an 81. 82 was the first year. That was the scale.
Now, I do have an 81, but it's gold.
Yeah, the 81 gold, but not 81 silver, because the 81 Libertad silver doesn't exist. They had the scale, and then they went to the Libertad in silver in 1982.
Yes.
So here we go.
They only did the fractions and the 1 ounce.
Okay, thanks for the advice. I think a lot of online YouTubers downplay junk or constitutional coins. The thing is, constitutional coins, they're not getting their justice. They are a great deal. But again, so you don't get ripped off, shop around or sit back, wait and see how everything plays out.
Well, hey, before we end, I was watching Whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
the guy put some 90% up there, and I could not believe it. He broke the bag apart. It went for stupid money. And then I watched another one where it went under. So there you go. There's a prime example. It's who's watching, what's going on,
Where
and
it's
who's
at.
selling. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
basically
so
it. Well, Keith's a prime example of that. I mean, one guy selling pure silver, getting up and over melting, and another guy only gets $8. Oh, that was you.
Oh no. He's done. Yeah, I'm the guy. Oh, I rip people off because I sold ounces of silver when it melted for 60 and 70. I sold it for $4 and $8.
You see what, Dad?
For
Right?
brothers, what a fit! So much in life. Thank you, Dad Rock.
We
So,
really
guys, I guess
appreciate
that's a show. Don't forget to join Miss Ida. She will be live auction on her channel. Sub her channel. Help support the kids. St. Jude's auction this week. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. You got anything else you want to add to it before we go?
Yeah, I want to just let you know we really appreciate what Miss Ida is doing for the St. Jude. We are going to be there to help support too. We'll be there on Sunday. But Miss Ida, like I said, please give me a call tomorrow. I want to try to help you guys out a little bit more than just me showing up. So make sure that I won't be able to get on tomorrow morning show. I tried to get on today, but you was really busy talking about St. Jude's. So let's you and I talk tomorrow after that. Give me a call, please. Thank you.
8 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, Miss Ida's morning show, She Shop. Go check it out. So, guys, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you. Hope to see you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, or this weekend over at Miss Ida's. I'm going to have some fun helping the kids.
Yes.
So,
thank you, guys. We appreciate
it. As always, keep on stacking because it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.